There are three things you're going to understand from the Bible book of First Psalm chapter 24 verse 1 to 30. And in this particular topic, you can apply that in today's life and apply it in your life. First of all, we're going to be talking about three things, and I want you to pay attention to the third one, which is number one, we are going to be talking about abundance and why giving is important. Number two, having a partner that is wise. And number three, how to apply the same situation in your life. Now, for the next 20 minutes or for the next 5 minutes, I want you to pay attention to me. We understand in the Bible book of First Samuel, chapter 24, was a time when David was in his hiding space. At that moment in his life, Saul was looking for him to kill him. Now, guess what happened? It happened to be a man called Nabal. Nabal was a man who God blessed. The Bible says Nabal was a man that God blessed with lots of camel. At that point, he had about 3,000 camels and 1,000 goats. So at a point, Nabal does what's it called? He gives out to people. He gives out arms to people. The way God blessed him, so he gives out. So at a point, he was giving out to a group of people, slaves in his environment, and David men got to hear that, oh, the man who we have been guiding his sheep, guiding his flocks, giving them food, because at one point Nabal's sheep was in the wilderness, and voluntarily David and his men was actually taking care of his flocks. Even his wife, which was Abigail, knew this. So David went to David, and David said, okay, you know what? Go and meet Nabal and tell him that I, David, said he should give us 10 sheep that we can eat for I and my men. At that moment, David had some people who were refugees, runaways, and they saw him and they picked him as their leader. So they were about 400 to 500 at that moment, and 10 sheep should be okay for them. They would manage it. So they went there. This doesn't mean that David was being entitled, but this is about showing gratitude even when nobody asks you to do it. At one point, they got there and David's men met the man and said, oh, Nabal, peace be unto you. They blessed him. He said, please, our master David said we should come and meet you, so you give us 10 sheep. And he said, who is your master? Why would your master do this and all that? And angrily the soldiers left. Imagine people that have been in the wilderness where there is no food, nothing they could eat. And he got to hear that same message. David grew angry. The Bible said David was very angry. David stood up and said, you know what? We are going to Nabal's house and we are going to unalive all his first male. That was actually very, very crazy. Now, guess what happened next? Immediately while David's men were leaving the premises of Nabal's house, Nabal's wife, the servant, came to meet the wife and said, please, there is a man they call David that has been taking care of our flocks, our products. Nobody destroyed it, nobody stole it. They came to ask for something. And this was what Nabal said. The wife of Nabal, which was Abigail, began to gather loaves of bread, gathered honey, gathered everything, and took some servants with her on her way to meet David. At that moment, David was on his way coming to kill Nabal's people. They met and she fell to the ground and talked to David in a calm way. And David said, you're a very wise woman. Thank you for coming. Tell him about that God has saved him because he has a good wife. And guess what? They took the gift and they left. Nabal did not know what was happening. He was just enjoying. The Bible said Nabal was merrymaking until the next morning he became sober. And the wife told him what was happening. And they said after some few days, God struck Nabal. Now, the reason why God struck Nabal, I don't know. But now, I want us to bring what has happened to the Bible now to the present things. How do we do that? When you find yourself in abundance, it is always wise and important for you to give. This is one of the reasons why the UAE country is being seen as a patriotic country, a patriotic nation. I can remember recently when they did the fasting, after the fasting, the president himself, which is the ruler, he created a machine where they could be putting loaves of bread so that people can be eating. Now, why did he do that? What was the purpose? His purpose was, he said no one should go to bread hungry in the UAE. He didn't even say in Dubai. You understand me? So when you are blessed, it is always important for you to give out. Giving is better than receiving. Even when you go to church, sometimes your pastor tells you to pay your tithe. Do not look at that money. Pay your tithe. Some will say, oh, the pastor is using the money to build his house, to buy a private jet. It's okay. It's okay. Let him have it. Just play your part. So because Nabal had a good wife, it is very important that now in your life, it is good to have a partner. Women, ladies, you should start thinking like Abigail. You should know how to be able to control the situation as a wise woman, because sometimes you find yourself married to a man who is not as smart enough or wise enough, or a man who is egotistical, or a man who does not really think that far. But if you find yourself as a lady there who could literally help him, that is why you are in the life of that man. So become like Abigail, learn like Abigail, improve like Abigail. And I'm telling you this, whatever you're seeking for, you're gonna find. So apply this to our life now. Make sure you are getting a spouse that will tell you the right thing, not tell you what you want to hear. Not no the partner who will tell you the truth about yourself. That is just how it is, okay? And do not forget to give. Make sure you are giving, whether you are in abundance or you're not in abundance. If you can give, he said, do not hold help from someone if you know you can give help. I don't hold help. If I can give, I will give it to you. If it's something I will ask you to pay, I'll pay. But I would not hold help from you if I can give it to you. Stay in abundance and make sure